Why, hello there once again. Lovely listeners and viewers, you are down the red rabbit hole. You fell down. This is where you are. But hopefully you didn't get too bruised. We've got a lot of soft mud down here that would have broken your fall. And of course, we are back. We kept Valerie, didn't we, Lisa, all week?
Yeah, she loved it. She loved it. Tied her up, loads of ropes. She was having a great time.
Plenty
She
of
was.
All
carrots.
week.
Plenty of carrots, yes. And yeah, we
No cakes, no turtles.
No,
no,
If you haven't
no
listened to
lemon
part one of
oleander
this, you need to go back and have a listen so that makes sense.
No, we fed her with untainted and unpoisoned chocolates and and
no
cereal.
wine though, I noticed.
Well, we kind of drank all that, so
Gone.
as you can
Yeah.
tell,
It's been a long year so far.
it's been a bit dry. So Valerie, you've been entertaining us with all the mad research you've been doing for your many books. And we've covered a lot. I mean, everything from mummification to nightmares to poisonings. That's a little bit out of the ordinary. But there's another case that was very interesting that I definitely kind of homed in on when we were talking that you wanted to talk about.
Ooh. I can't remember.
The Amityville,
Oh,
because you were doing research on the voices.
it's been a long day. Yes,
The voices
yes.
made me do it, Valerie.
That
It has. It's
Ronald,
been a
the
long
Ronald,
week, bless you.
the Ronald Defoe guy. He
Yeah.
killed his parents and his 4 siblings. That
Mm.
was horrendous. But that's they based the Amityville horror stories on him, which is kind of ghastly that they could base such a horrible story on something that actually happened.
It was the Ronald DeFeo Jr., wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he killed all 6 family members. It was 1974, and but he claimed that the house that there was voices within the house urging him to kill. What do you reckon?
And he did.
And he did it. Yeah, he did what the voices said. I mean, I suppose fair play. Many men don't do what the voices tell them in terms of like, "Hey, man, do the dishes." So I guess the fact he obeyed is one thing, but see, I get really confused with this case because I just can't tell what his motive really was.
They never found a motive for it. And I mean, the weird thing about that case is the 6 people had no defensive wounds on them. The parents, so they didn't fight back. And they were all found face down in their beds. That is really creepy.
That is really creepy.
But anything found in their systems? Like
Yeah, I was about to say
drugs
that.
or something?
I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure, but
it wasn't some sort of mushroom casserole dinner that they all or flour based.
no oleander.
Took them down, yeah.
No, very, very strange.
Do you think
creepy.
he positioned them that way after death?
Yeah, I suppose so. But why? Why
To
kill
kind
your
of,
family and then
but then
display them that way?
he didn't like get away. Do you know what I mean? Like to me, it's like you did this horrible thing. It's a horrible, horrible thing. You killed all your family. You killed children. You like younger brothers and sisters, and it's like why? There was no money. There was no, and he just gave himself up. He didn't.
He walked into a pub, didn't he, and told them that his family were all dead.
Yeah.
So it was as if he weren't involved at all.
And it's not like the defense actually worked because he was convicted of murder, although I think it was 2nd-degree murder they actually managed to do him. The defense of insanity was it wasn't taken on board by the jury at all. They weren't convinced. And I must admit, I just think because he also killed them at 3 a.m., didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that kind of side to it. I just kind of but the house, there was nothing wrong with the house either. There's not like you can track a horrible murder that happened beforehand or even after.
Is it one of these big old American houses? Because they are, and I'm only going off the movies, but they are kind of creepy, aren't they? When they got the big old, like, sort of original settlers' houses.
They always have these places underneath those,
Yeah,
don't they? Things
yeah,
can
like
crawl
yeah.
up or down,
I
and things
mean,
could be buried there.
it could. I
Mm.
mean, we had an episode on frogging, didn't we, Lisa?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Have you heard about frogging, Valerie?
No.
So frogging it's quite a new term, but it's for an old practice. It's been done for quite some time where someone can live in your house without your knowledge. So places like in
Oh,
America that have basements and attics and crawl spaces can have people randomly living in them sort of alongside that they have no clue. So things will go missing. So it's almost like a haunted house scenario. So, you put something down and it moves and it's moved because your frogger has moved it while you were out.
ooh, I like that.
And it could be voices again, like you could hear like one of them.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
classic frogging case that we talked about where the guy was pretending to be the girl that lived in the house, her dead mother, talking to her.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So there's definitely sort of a paranormalish, haunty kind of weirdness with frogging as well. But I can't imagine a
So do you
frogger.
think there was somebody else in the Amityville house, the original
But he
Amityville
definitely
house?
did it. Like it's
Did
not
he
like a
definitely do it? Do they have
yeah.
absolutely 100% undeniable evidence that he did it?
He was convicted, so and the burden of proof is on the prosecution in America as it is here. So if there wasn't enough evidence, they wouldn't have been able to arrest him in the first
But
place.
was there inconclusive DNA evidence, is what I'm asking.
Well, they didn't have DNA in 74.
Well, there you go then. So there isn't any inconclusive DNA evidence, is there?
I think he's
Well,
dead now anyway, so
We're not going to
yeah, I
get
mean,
any.
he's
can't find
dead
him
now.
innocent now.
He's dead now.
Could it have been like a Frogger who sort of was being the voices of the house crawling around? Because the other thing we were laughing about, Valerie, when we were talking about this is they wouldn't be able to do it in the UK because the houses are too small. There's no little places. There's not enough
True.
places for people
Yeah.
to hide and get in and out. But you could have somebody, couldn't you? They could drive you absolutely like up the wall literally by like making sounds in the walls around you, moving things around, whispering at 3 a.m. every night through the grate or whatever in the bedroom. And then yeah, maybe he was he was spot on. He was like the house told me to do it, so maybe he did it but under the instruction of a Frogger who got away with it.
He
Yeah, but
never had a motive. There was no money involved.
yeah,
It wasn't
that
like he came into money or anything.
and that's what I don't understand because like and that's your family. And I'm sorry, I don't care how many voices tell me to kill the people I love. I'm never going to do it. I'm more likely to ask the voices to come out so I can kill them.
Could have been like a full psychological break though.
Well,
Like people do that, and then afterwards, when they have literally come back to their senses, will feel extreme levels of obviously guilt and horror over what they've done. And
well,
people do that.
auditory hallucinations, which is really the hearing voices thing, is part of schizophrenia,
Mm.
isn't it? And he was the
Mm.
right age to be kind of coming into his schizophrenic years. But
Yeah, it can be, it doesn't necessarily, it can be, it's a symptom of, but it's not necessarily only comes with schizophrenia. It can come with other disorders. You can have hallucinations on their own.
and also, I guess like gases and things like that. I mean, if the house was very old and they'd, reasonably just moved in, it might have had a gas leak that was,
Mm.
giving hallucinations or something like that. And he just, happened to take it in that way. I don't know. It's a hard case. And I
It's,
don't think the film really did it many favors by turning it into
no,
a paranormal thing.
yeah, it just emphasized that, didn't it, really?
Yeah, it gave him well, I mean, he'd already been convicted by that time, but it kind
Mm.
of gave him an out, didn't he? That,
Yeah.
the devil made me do it, the voices made me do it. It's like, well, why do the voices care? What are the voices getting out of this? See, this is what I don't understand. Where's motive for anything here?
Yeah. But if
I
I
guess
get a
Yeah,
frogger living in my house, I want them to come out at night time and tidy up, please.
we said that too.
we had that. Yeah,
Great, isn't
yeah.
it?
I want him to, I don't mind. They can stay as long as they like, as long as they earn their keep. If they
Yeah.
get up and clean up and sort out the washing up and move the
Yeah.
washing, if
Cook
I've
dinner,
forgotten it and left it in the machine, if they could go and put it put it out in the tumbler, that'd be great.
iron it, do all the ironing.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
I'd love a little mystery ironer.
A
Yeah,
mystery
Somebody,
mystery iron.
somebody who just did all the ironing. That'd be
Don't think it works
amazing.
like that, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'd
don't
be
think you can
careful.
choose. You can't choose the weirdo you get.
No, you can't choose your weirdo. I feel like that should be embroidered on a pillow.
Yeah. You can't choose your weirdo.
And also,
Yeah.
so be careful what you wish for, because aren't we in the kind of elves and the shoemaker territory here, where
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna find out it was you all along, and that's why you're so tired all the time.
I mean, there is. I wouldn't mind that. Like if I was sleepwalking in such a way that I was just getting up and doing like the ironing or something. Like
Oh,
forget sexomnia. I just want to get up and do something useful
Much more
while
practical.
asleep.
chore
Sexomnia
omnia.
sounds like a
Yeah,
headache,
Yeah.
literally.
chore omnia, where you're
Yeah.
just doing chores the whole time.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
Still be
ringing up the
asleep,
bank
wouldn't
and
you? You'd still be asleep, so you'd still feel refreshed, but also, particularly if you'd be physically active as well, so you'd be quite fit as well. Like you'd
You'd
be
lose
burning
weight.
off loads
Yeah.
of fat through the night
Yeah.
because you'd
Good
be
diet
moving and
plan.
working out.
so now, unless you start, you got your threesies doubling, like 11s and threesies start doubling up, so you end up eating twice as much shit. So we promised a The Voices Made Me Do It true crime off for Valerie to judge.
Mm.
So
Bum
Lisa,
bum bum. Kind
indeed,
of blew my interest in one earlier, which was the
you did,
sexomnia, which was I
you
thought
did,
was
and Valerie
interesting.
was well into
So
that, weren't you?
yeah, she was really
She
into
was
it. So
almost
I would have
Sorry.
won
stripping.
again. Just so you know, Valerie, I am reigning champion.
No,
Uh,
you're not.
So I have to choose. I have to choose which I prefer. Is that it?
Yeah, you got to
Okay.
choose.
which
I'd
you'd
have
like
I'd have chosen the
to
sexomnia.
maybe include in one of your books, I
Oh
think.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
which I've already won with sexomnia, but
you,
still.
you that
Uh,
wasn't. We weren't playing, but we're playing now. So Lisa, hit
Okay.
us with your best shot.
I hear a sore loser there, Nick, not being
Well,
able
you
to
always do,
accept.
don't
Yeah.
you? Ugh.
Oh, it has to be a true crime of time, obviously.
It does.
No,
You
well,
can't
the
just
one
throw
it's a
something in.
mine, the other case that I had when I went looking was Peter Sutcliffe, who is, of course, the Yorkshire Ripper. So he was active in 1975 to 1980 for 5 years, interviewed, interestingly, by the police 5 times during that 5 years. They spoke to him. Was it five? It might even be more than that. It might have been like 9 times or something. But they spoke to him loads of times. They interviewed him. So they could have caught him in that 5 years. He is convicted of 13 murders and 7 attempted murders. He sort of suggested that he targeted prostitutes, and there is a feeling that because he targeted sex workers that there was less interest in the case, and maybe that's why he was kind of getting away with it for so long. But his defense, his hearing voices was defense, was he tried to claim that he had paranoid schizophrenia and that God told him to do it. So God told him to rid the world of these prostitutes because of obviously they're terrible. I think he must have forgotten about Mary Magdalene at this point because of course she is depicted in the Bible as being a sex worker. So yeah, he was very active in Leeds, thus being called the Yorkshire Ripper, and he was quite he had many similarities to, of course, the Ripper in London. He was caught in 1981. He was convicted, and he did so he got 20 I think he got like 20 life sentences, and it was like a full life term it turned into, but he did within a few years. I think it was 84 maybe. So he went into 81, he was captured. 84, he ended up in the asylum. Was it
Broadmoor.
Belmarsh?
Oh, was it?
Broadmoor, yeah.
Broadmoor.
So he ended up in Broadmoor. And he died there of COVID related
Oh.
issues in
Blimey. Well,
2020.
COVID actually did
Yeah.
some good then.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Cleared out somebody who needed to clear it out. But so yes, he had 20 concurrent life sentences there. It is Broadmoor High Security Psychiatric Hospital in 1984. And his defense, of course, was not believed by the jury. They didn't believe that it was divine intervention that told him to kill these women. And really, what do we think? Was it just a defense? He tried to pull out the bag. He was later, ended up in a psychiatric hospital. So he must have had, I think he did have paranoid schizophrenia as a diagnosis. Does it really cover uh 20 20 attacks on women, 20 different attacks on women, in at least, because we always know they've done more than what they get convicted of for.
It always feels like such a cop out, you know?
Mm.
God told me to.
God tell me to do it.
Yeah. Well, we can't bring God to the stand to corroborate that, so we're not
And
going to
they
take your word for
weren't
it.
all they weren't all prostitutes. Some were
Mm.
just women walking home. He was kind of indiscriminate, really. If a woman happened to be alone in a vulnerable position at night, then he would take that as an opportunity. And it's quite, I mean, we see serial killers who kill a lot of people, but for 13 murders and 7 attacks in 5 years. I mean, that's
That's a lot.
almost as prolific as Valerie's writing, 3 books a year.
No, no. Valerie, the novel ripper.
Yeah. So yeah, that was mine. It was that's why I was a bit like, oh, mine's a bit, because it's
Classic.
just a very much talked about case, isn't it?
It's a classic.
It is a classic.
Yeah, as true crimes go, it's a classic.
And it's a UK one, which I'm not
Yes, it
100%
is.
sure I have.
Yes.
So
Oh, yes.
I found a lot of these. So I'm going to run you down
Oh.
a couple of what, and none of
Were
them
they
will be,
all in the States, just interestingly?
I think
Was it,
so.
did I reduce my pool a bit? Because I do
You
try
may
and look
have.
UK based for some of the stuff we do, just to,
Well, I went with
yeah.
classic ones in terms of like the ones that are most talked about. So I'm going to run through just a couple and then I'm going to
Okay.
home in on the one that I'm presenting, okay?
Oh,
Because they're
okay.
they're so weird and wide reaching that I just think it's worth a mention. So the first one is David Berkowitz, the son of Sam,
Mm.
who he was a serial killer in between 76 and 77, and he killed 6 and wounded 7 people. Now, his initial defense was that a dog told him to kill,
A
and that
dog.
but to take it even further, the dog was possessed by a demon. So his neighbor's dog was telling him that dog must have been like barking all through the night. Maybe it was some sort of
Yeah.
sleep deprivation. I don't know.
I was gonna say, if your neighbour's got an annoying yappy dog, I
Yeah.
kind of sympathise a bit, not with him and what he did, but just that it might
Well,
send you.
just to kind of put a cap on that, he did plead guilty eventually and admitted that he'd made that all up. So he didn't really get an insanity plea at all. He tried and just nobody believed it. But it was still kind of one of these the voices made me do it defenses that obviously went awry. Um, Another one was a lady called Andrea Yates. I don't know if anyone's heard of her. She did infanticide. She actually killed her 5 children in the bathtub in 2001. Um, Part of this was doctors thought she was actually suffering from postpartum. And she claimed once again it was God telling her to kill her children and therefore saving them from damnation.
Postpartum psychosis is terrifying.
It is
It's
terrifying.
and it comes out of nowhere. There's no real, like, postpartum depression. There are some things you can effectively do
Mm.
when, about support and about very close connection straight away with the child. But postpartum psychosis is to do with the imbalance of hormones, and it'll just happen.
But she killed all 5 children, and originally she was convicted, and that the whole voices told me to do it thing didn't help. But then later the verdict was actually overturned for reason of insanity, and now she's was committed to a mental hospital. So they must have looked into it for enough for an appeal. It's actually really hard to do an appeal in whatever country you're in. So for that to have happened, there must have been new evidence, I think, that turned up for that to go.
I really feel for her.
Yeah,
I feel for her, because
that's
that
something you
is,
cannot take back.
yeah, after and
I
if she, it seems proven that she was absolutely not in her right mind. She wasn't there. She didn't know what she was doing, or she believed that she was doing the right thing. She's, the sentence of losing your children is enough.
Yeah. So the next one is again a little bit paranormally. So it's the Vampire of Sacramento, a guy called Richard Chase.
Is this the one you're presenting?
No, still
Oh,
not the best
oh
one.
my gosh. Oh, you really want to win.
I know. So good old Richard, or Dick, maybe as we can call him. He actually killed 6 people in California in the 70s and drank their blood, which hence why he was called the Vampire of Sacramento. Now, his defense when he was caught was that and I think he was definitely schizophrenic. He was drinking their blood because he thought his blood was turning into powder. And he heard voices commanding him to drink others' blood. And partly as well, he would only kill people who left their door open. So to him, that was an
The
invitation.
invitation.
Yeah. So if you locked
Wow.
your door, he wouldn't push it. But if you had your door unlocked, he killed babies and things like that. He was a horrible, horrible man.
Ooh.
But he was diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic. So
And delusions can be on your body and in your body. So
yeah, I bet.
that could well be something that he was absolutely believing, and the delusion, his brain, was creating evidence to support that for him.
Yeah. So that's a nasty one. A classic and one of the first ever serial killers to be kind of documented was Ed Gein or Gein,
Oh
depending on how
yeah.
you want to pronounce it. So he was a murderer and a grave robber in the
Ooh.
1950s. He's inspired so many characters, everything from Buffalo Bill to Norman Bates for the Bates Hotel. But he actually heard a voice. He said he heard his voice of his mother telling him beyond the grave
Didn't
to
he kill his?
kill.
Oh, I thought he killed his mother.
He did. He
Yeah,
did, but she
he killed
didn't
his own mother.
she
Didn't
didn't
leave him alone.
stop nagging him to go out and do
He was
some more.
still having a go at him about
Yeah,
sorting out. Get out my house,
yeah.
Ed.
And
Don't need to live here anymore. Go do something with your life.
he also famously skinned people and made like lampshades and things. There's like when the police got in, there's famous pictures of lampshades with nipples on and
Yeah.
things like that. That is
Oh,
just pretty horrific. But yeah, he was actually found legally insane, as you can imagine, and confined to a mental institution for the rest of his life. So didn't didn't start well. Certainly wasn't good in the middle, and didn't end particularly well either. It just went down the hill. And then another one, again, this is not the one I'm actually presenting, but another one that was very interesting that I again went down a right rabbit hole with this was John Hinckley Jr., who attempted to assassinate President Ronald Reagan in 1981. He claimed that the actress Jodie Foster was talking to him and telling him to kill Ronald Reagan to impress her. So not only was he like willing to kill, but also he was obsessed and stalking Jodie Foster.
And I feel like it's from Bugsy Malone.
Do you think?
Do you
My
know
name is
she
Tallulah.
instantly came to mind in Bugsy Malone? My name is Tallulah. I mean, she's brilliant in that film. It's a brilliant film, but there is something about a child
Singing
that he
that like
presented as this character,
and kill
Tallulah.
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, kill Ronald
Maybe. I
Reagan.
don't know.
Maybe he thought he just had a gun full of like the what did they have? They had like it was custard pie kind of
Oh
stuff,
yeah, it was
wasn't
the
it? That
custard
came out
pie
their guns
fight.
in that.
That was a crazy film when you look
It's a
back
brilliant
now.
movie.
That was a crazy film. Well, he was actually found not guilty by reason of insanity. I mean, that it's a pretty insane thing. He spent a couple of decades in a facility and was released. So who knows where he went?
Don't show him any Jodie Foster films from
Yeah.
now on in, thanks. You stay away from them, mate.
So but the one I really right, I'm finally getting to it now. So the one I want to present is a guy called Herbert Mullen. I don't know whether you heard of him. So he was a serial killer in the 1970s in California. He killed 13 people, another 13.
Yeah.
But he claimed voices were telling him to kill the people to prevent earthquakes happening in California. So to him, he was killing the few to protect the masses.
So like a sacrifice.
Yeah. And he would hear, so he would be driving past, like, because we've talked about hitchhikers. In the 70s, hitchhikers were everywhere. He'd drive past like a hitchhiker and hear the voice in his head saying, kill me, I'm willing. And he would stop, pick them up and do it.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, see? So it was a good one. And he was clearly a paranoid schizophrenic. I mean, he was diagnosed as one. He had a lot of the symptoms. He used to mimic his brother-in-law, apparently. Like when he was at the house, like the brother-in-law would get up, he'd get up. The brother-in-law would like scratch his head, he'd scratch his head, and things like that. Like very odd behavior in terms of like what he was doing. But he took up
what was his surname again? Because I missed that.
Mullen, so Mullin. Herbert
Makes me
Mullen.
think of obsessive compulsive disorder.
Mm.
You know, that kind
Maybe.
of because it's often turned inward, not outwardly, but it'll be if you don't turn this light switch on 30
Yeah,
times,
something bad
then
will
this will
happen.
Yeah,
happen,
yeah.
something really bad will happen. And there's something about copying someone else as well, like there's something being compelled to stand up and copy the brother-in-law.
Yeah, he was a little bit of an odd bod in terms, but he did, I must admit,
But
like
I imagine that's how they would probably describe
maybe,
obsessive compulsive disorder in the 70s,
maybe, but I mean, I
potentially.
know people with OCD, and this guy was beyond that point. And in terms of how he, well, the murders themselves were pretty gruesome. Some of this, I don't want to get into the gory details, but some of the stuff he did was quite horrible. And he was later,
After everything you've gone through, you're not going to go into the gory details.
well,
After all those other cases you just listed,
he
which were
did.
all awful, really. They
That
were
was
all
pretty awful.
really
Yeah,
awful.
yeah, yeah, I get that. I mean, one of the things that I didn't mention was like the vampire Sacramento put the blood of a kid into a yogurt pot to drink later.
Oh.
Like he was awful too. But old Herb, he did an almost Jack the Ripper thing. He killed men and women. He wasn't, I don't think he was fussed about the victim. It was more, the voice would say, I am willing, kill me, and so he would just obey it and would think that they were willing sacrifices. But like I said, some of the stuff he did was very gruesome, and he was actually quoted as saying that he could never get the blood off the bottom of his car on his car carpet
Oh.
from what he did. So it was quite nasty. So he killed 13 people that they know of. Again, I'm
Mhm.
as we always say, I think there's probably more. But his defense of the voices made me do it was only partially successful. He was actually convicted of 10 murders, but then 3 were found reason of insanity. So I don't think it helped in the end, because I mean, 10 murders is more than enough to get you a
Oh,
life without parole, or maybe even a death sentence in California at that time.
how do you get away with 3 using it and then not
There must have
the other? Not saying you should have, but you know what I mean. How it must have been the circumstances. What circumstances in those cases made that defense stand up more than it did in other cases?
I have a horrible feeling there was perhaps something to do with the victims involved, because like his
Mm.
first ever victim was a homeless man, but he also killed like a co-ed.
Mm.
So I think in the eyes of the jury, and bearing in mind this is the 70s, in the eyes of the jury, some victims perhaps were worth more than others. Just my kind of
Yeah.
thought there,
Yeah.
which is wrong, obviously.
Mhm.
But I guess it doesn't really matter, because 10 was more than enough. I think 1 would have been more than enough I'm sure California has the
Mhm.
death penalty, would have been enough to send him where he
Mm.
needed to be.
Mhm.
Or I don't know. I mean, I don't know US law. Maybe 1 reason of insanity is enough to trump 10 kind of not sane pills.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Where
I
did
don't
he
know
end
law.
up? Do you know? Did he end up in a psychiatric hospital or did he end up on death row?
I'm gonna have a look, because I never went that far, because I was just sort of like, oh my God,
Just
this is just
noticed
too
that,
much.
Valerie. That was some incomplete research there.
Oh,
Just
I didn't know we were questioning each other.
She loses points for that.
Oh, bum to you all. Oh, that's
the thing is, I've been calling you out like you want to win, but then who's just played dirty?
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm just
I
trying to
just don't
find
want to
where we
lose my
ended up,
reigning
but
title.
there is I think he ended up in jail. So after the
Okay.
trial, so this is what a search engine is telling me. After a trial in 1973, he was oh God, this is awful. So he was legally insane or culpable. He was convicted of 2 murders in the first degree and 9 in the second degree. That doesn't make any sense either. But then
Mm.
again, I think sometimes, especially in America, they tend to put on a lot of charges to try and get them for
Mhm.
something. So just in case their kind of pitch to the jury
Mm.
isn't as strong on first degree, they'll also pitch second degree to make sure they get them. But he was sentenced to life imprisonment, and he was denied parole 8 times. That's what he said. So he's
So he's still there. Good.
still there. He, I'm surprised, because I was pretty sure that they have the capital punishment in California, but maybe they don't.
Mm.
But yes, there you go. Old Mullins.
Or maybe, was it the lawyer? Maybe if you get an insanity, would that save you from death row?
Maybe that would make you
Maybe just
just life.
one plea of insanity
But
would
he
get you
tried to
off
get
death
parole
row
eight
because
times. 8 times. And you
18.
can't imagine he got any better in prison.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how many people does it take to stop an earthquake?
I
How
do
many
like that one,
loads.
though.
It's not possible.
So,
They were
Valerie,
selfless murders, though, you see. They were selfless murders. He wasn't doing it for himself.
yeah,
He was doing it for the
that's why it
world.
was interesting to
Mm.
me because I
Yeah,
thought he was, but then when you look at the murders he committed, like I said, not to go into the details, but he
yeah,
clearly
in
enjoyed
person.
it. Yeah, he clearly enjoyed it. So, Valerie, which one?
Sorry. Well, since we can't count the sexomnia,
No,
I'm going with our friend Herbert. Sorry.
yay!
No!
Herb wins.
I would have given the sexomnia. You should have kept that one.
I should have held on to
But
that,
that
shouldn't
isn't a
I?
true crime case.
It wasn't
You
really.
Oh,
went
that's
off
Well,
true.
it is.
Oh, yeah.
It is a true crime because there
Well,
are women who have
but
been
it's a general.
attacked and who are not getting justice.
Mm.
But I also don't. I think women not getting justice for sexual assault
All
is
right.
is not anything new, is it?
No.
Unfortunately,
Shall I
No.
be the
just
bigger
to
person and
we
say it's a
need. So
draw?
I'm waiting now. I think Valerie writes some very good, strong female leads, and I'm waiting to see. Get us some
Sexomnia. Yeah.
retribution
Well, yeah.
Well,
in her next book.
I'll be the bigger person and just say it's a draw then. How about
Ah,
that?
no, 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 no,
Yay.
no, no,
Just to give the
no, no,
sexomnia
no, no,
another
no, no, no.
chance to get
That's all right. You
its
take the
ugly
win. You
headed.
take the win, Nick. I'll come for you next time.
We'll see. We'll see. So Valerie, tell us what book. So this will air around end of September time. So tell us what's your latest book for then.
I have a book out in November.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be called.
Sexomnia.
No, too late for that. It's going to be called His Other Woman.
Oh,
It's about a wife and a mistress,
okay.
and lots of lies and secrets. And there's a few dead bodies. Two dead. I can never get away without having somebody die. So there's two dead bodies in this one. Yeah, it's good, I think. I never know, but
Okay.
initial reports have liked it. So
Well, you're going to
Well,
send
what
us some
we'll
links, aren't you? So
I'll send you some
listeners
links.
and viewers can then click
Yeah.
straight through and pre-order it ready for November.
Yes, indeed. The blurb is
what
up.
we do know is those deaths will be interesting deaths.
Yes.
From your rabbit hole
they are.
research.
They're a bit twisty.
Yeah.
Death by muffin.
No. Can't use the same one twice.
Oh,
Mm.
not even a different flavored muffin.
No. That'd be cheating.
Oh, okay.
These are Parma violets, which also acts very well at covering up any smells.
Almond muffins.
Almond muffins.
Filled to
Parma
the
violets.
brim with arsenic filling. Definitely. Well, thank you again, listeners and viewers, for staying with us on our ADHD rambling session, as we do tend to do. And thank you, Valerie, for being with us.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
It's been an absolute pleasure keeping you down here for the week. And we are letting you out now, we promise. We will open the doors. Oh, she's out. She's out. She's gone.
The rabbit hole's flooded. She's swimming out. Get out.
That's
It's
me
all that
exhausted for the
wine.
week.
We tapped the wrong barrel, Lise. It's all the wine that's gone. She's swimming through wine to her freedom. Every author's dream.
Exactly.
So remember to follow the Red Rabbit wherever you get your social medias. We're on TikTok, Patreon, we're on Facebook and Instagram, and obviously YouTube if you're watching it. So do remember to like and subscribe. Like us. It doesn't cost you anything to do these things, and it means the world to us because we are still a baby podcast, and you're supporting both authors and us rambling away and trying to entertain you as best we can.
We're supporting these very good authors and us.
And us. It's more important, us. So thank you again, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.